Great. We'll just give it another minute, everyone. Glad to see that you're joining me this morning, and I will start in another minute or two. Thank you. I guess you get to look at me.
Jim, this is Cindy. So I'm going to mute myself. So if you need anything, let me know, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll just give it one more minute, everyone. It's 10:01. We have a few others starting to log in now, either by phone or video. So just one more minute. Thank you. At 10:02, we will start. All right, I'm going to begin, and thank you, everyone, for joining me this morning for our weekly talk. But I first want to take just a moment of silence. It's with a heavy heart that I ask for a moment of silence for Dory Anderson from our Syracuse Personal Lines Department, who passed away this week. Her passing was unexpected by all of us. She's been a member of our HF&C family since 2008. Please keep her daughter, her two grandchildren, and family in your thoughts and prayers. So if we could just have a brief moment of silence for Dory and her family, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Dory. You will be missed. So to go into my talk this morning, tough to follow that, but to go into my talk this morning, I was asked by several people why 10 a.m. today on Friday, and I thought I'd share with you why. I got tired of being upstaged by Governor Cuomo, our county exec. I was always the last one to speak, so I have control of this now, and 10 a.m. I beat the governor, so you get to watch me first, and then those working remotely can watch the governor. I think at 11, 12, he goes on for hours. But that's just a little joke. Another thing I'd like to start with is just a quote, something that I read, and it's something that really pertains to Hail Fire and Coon, and it talks about the global economy. But this is the quote from a investment article. Even before the coronavirus, there was a growing sense that shareholder value should not be the only corporate value. In August 2019, more than 181 CEOs signed a statement committing themselves to other priorities: investing in employees, supporting communities, and dealing ethically with suppliers. In addition to shareholder value, the idea of the triple bottom line, profit, people, and planet, has become mainstream, as have socially responsible investment funds. So that's a statement in an investment article, but that's a statement that holds true to Hail Fire and Coon, and it holds true in not just in 2019, but for the 92 years, and also since 1998 that we've been an ESOP company. So I just share that quote that was in a national publication, and I thought it was appropriate to start with. And the other thing I just want to briefly talk about are the current headlines that we see every moment of every day. We see this morning, 30 million people unemployed. We hear the deaths that occur in New York State and in our country and global from COVID-19 every day. The stock market roller coaster. We listened to it last night. We listened to futures this morning, and then we'll find out what the market does during the day, every moment of every day. And we hear about our economy. So there's a sensory overload. There's too much information. So we have to dissect that information. So what I'm going to do today, and what I'm going to do throughout all our meetings, is just dissect that we can control here at Hail Fire and Coon, and what does it mean to each of us. I know each of us, and many of us, we've seen this with our neighbors, with our families, husbands, brothers, sisters, children. We've seen the layoffs. We've seen it within our church groups. We've seen it within our community. This is a burden for all of us, and it does cause high anxiety, no question. But we have to look back at what we can control, what we can change, and what we can do. And so I'm going to share some insight. But first, I know there's been a lot of questions about May 15th. That's the governor's date for possibly opening up, our state in our community. I've also been on a call and listened to our county exec. So there's an upstate and downstate situation going on currently, and we will be addressing that from our area, from our branch offices and our corporate offices, which have to be all upstate. But May 15th doesn't have a date for us. We're a business that's open to do business. We're a business that has our employees remote in a safe position. So we'll react slowly. We will make some changes. And I want to share with you, we had a meeting yesterday with our building owner and their team and putting the plan together for all businesses within our building. And then we've already begun the process of putting a plan together for Hale Fire and Coon, our office space, whether it's in Rochester or Watertown or Syracuse or any of our locations. We'll have a building plan that will provide a safe environment for all of us. It will all come down to what can we do and the importance of personal hygiene, washing your hands, face masks when out in public, when interacting with others. So we'll have that. We're putting that in place. We'll share that with everyone. There'll be some changes within our offices, but there really isn't anything that we can't do and we can't take care of. And I know each one of us will work to do that. So know that we're not in a rush. We'll make those accommodations for individuals. We understand there's going to be an announcement today about school. I would guess schools won't be open. We have to manage that. And I understand the anxiety for those parents that are home with children. And then we have the summer. We might not have summer programs and such. We understand that. We'll work together as a team to address those individual issues. We have to give grace to everyone. And I will assure you, we'll have the proper plan in place. So I don't want anxiety to come from my job at Hale Fire and Coon. There's enough anxiety in our community, in our national news, and in our world to keep us high enough. So I'll share with you some of our financial positions as we go through this. And first, your ELT, your executive leadership team, we meet, we discuss, we talk many times on a daily basis. And I want to share with you, and I started this off back in March in the meetings, that first and foremost is the safety and well-being of each of our employee owners. That includes keeping everyone employed. That was a statement that I shared over a month ago, probably a month and a half, the way time flies. But I want people to be aware of that. That is something that's important to us. The other thing I want to share, we have a strong balance sheet. Hale Fire and Coon is fiscally operated very well. And some of the changes that have occurred, these are the positive changes for now. We have less expenses. We still have significant revenue. But I know what people are seeing when we talk to our customers. So what are our concerns as we move through this COVID-19? Our concerns are such as our payables. Will our clients be able to pay us? What does the deferred payment mean to our revenue? Those are things that we monitor, that we're beginning and have been monitoring daily. What's the return premium from clients taking off vehicles, making changes, endorsements, less employees, less payroll, less revenue? And the other concern is businesses not opening. Those are all concerns that we should have, and that your ELT is monitoring, addressing, and working towards how we handle those challenges. Those challenges are here today, and they will be in the very near future too. So what about Hale Fire and Coon? What does it mean? Well, the benefit of Hale, we're in a lot of different pockets of business. We have personal lines, commercial lines, group benefits. We're a very well-rounded agency. So while we have pockets where we have businesses that are suffering within those industries, we also have pockets where we're not seeing a major downturn in revenue. So more from a commercial standpoint, we have some very strong pockets in construction and schools and public entities and things of that nature that haven't seen a lot of change. Yeah, we have a small business challenge there for our small businesses, our restaurants, and those in the catering and the public and the retail side having challenges that come before us. But today is May 1st. So May 1st, we just finished April. As we know, we have a fiscal year that ends August 31st. Haler Fryer & Kuhn is profitable and remains profitable. And when you break down how you do business, it takes revenue, less expenses, equals your net income. It's when a business has to be closed that they have a severe problem. Those 30 million unemployed are those businesses that had to close, or their customers have not returned or can't return. That's a major challenge for those businesses. I'll share something that was shared with me over 40 years ago by my father. He shared with me, he says, Jim, the insurance business, when it comes to our fiscal and when it comes to our economy, can be affected, but there's always a need for insurance. We're not recession proof, but many things that we can do during a recession, if we want to call COVID-19 that, which it is, that we're currently living in, Haler Fryer & Kuhn will survive. Now, that was 40 years ago. I was 17 years old. It didn't sink in at that time. It sunk in a couple of years ago, but I just share that brief insight of something that was shared with me over 40 years ago by my father. And so I also want you to know, anyone can reach out to me. You can reach out to me with a text, with an email, with a phone call. And I will be there to discuss your concerns, your challenges, and hopefully put those at ease and help in any manner. We have to start with what came up, what I originally brought up. How can I help? How can I help my coworkers? How can I help my community? How can I help my family? Where can I make a difference? So I ask that that stays out front of everything we do. But I want to assure everyone that as employee owners, we're also the shareholders of the company. We don't make decisions based on the stock market. We don't make decisions based on shareholders being paid. We make decisions for us because we're the shareholders, we're the employees, and we're in this together. So I just want to, and I'll get deeper into the financial position as we move down through this journey together. Right now, we're in very good financial position. I see some gray clouds, that being payables, client returns. But what I will ask of each of us is, let's take care of the customer. Let's look for opportunities to help the customer. Let's look for opportunities to bring new customers into our business model. And those are things that I think are important for each one of us. And so that I will have more. And so that's our current financial position. And I'm comfortable to where we are, and you should be comfortable as shareholders of Haler Fryer & Kuhn. So I'd like to also do a few shout outs, I'll call them. Things that are happening, positive challenges, positive things. And first, I would like to, the personal lines department provided pizza and wings for everyone in our Syracuse office, just to celebrate Betty's birthday, Betty Lander's birthday. And it's nice. It's how you reach out to people, how we do things differently. Our claims team walked up on top of the garage roof and helped find Miss You. And it was directed towards Megan, and it was directed to the other 20 or so people that work in the Syracuse office. And really, it was directed to everyone who's remotely today. That's our way of communicating, and I know we are communicating with each other. And then when you look at when challenges happen, you don't leave your vision of what Haler Fryer & Kuhn is, your core values of Haler Fryer & Kuhn. You strengthen them, you bring it, you look at them, you take it deeper. And this is where it's just amazing what we do as an organization, as individuals, giving back to our community, what we've done with the Samaritan Center and many other organizations. And then today, we have Dress Down Friday. You probably didn't hear, but those remotely can wear shorts, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. I'm sure you are now. Maybe you didn't hear. But Sarah McDonald and Celeste Popolinski were giving to the community schools, their public schools, emphasizing family engagement. They have needs for basic things for their students. And we're able to, as an organization, to give personally, and Haler Fryer & Kuhn, all of us as employee owners, match watching that gift. So I'm excited to hear what Sarah and Celeste are able to bring together from all of us. And also, I want to keep in mind our employee family members working the front line. Go out to Haler.com. Go to the employee section. The password is pretty easy. Small case Haler. Small case Hayllor. And take a look at the pictures of those family members serving the front line. Take a look at those pictures of people working remotely. And that's our connection back and forth. So continue that. I'd like to now just close with something that was passed along to me, which I either was passed along or read, I can't remember, but I try to keep notes in a diary of the situation for myself personally and for Haler Fire and Cooling. But I'd like to just close with a quick reading, if you would just bear with me for a minute or two. I've had a couple of conversations lately that I'd like to mention. I'll not bore you with the whole conversation, but two key sentences. First, do you think things will ever get back to normal? Second, I can't wait for things to get back to the new normal. Things will not always be the way that they are today. Things will open up. Shops will invite customers in. People will gather again for celebrations. Businesses will start back up. People can't thrive like this. We can certainly survive it, but we don't thrive. We are social beings and need society. That's how we thrive best. But if things go back exactly the way they were before, we've learned nothing. This is our crisis time to shake up our actions and patterns. This is life at the crisis point that drives us to the next state. What will your normal be when things go back to normal? Will normal be just what it was before? Or will normal be better than it was 2 months ago? Yeah, it's been 2 months. It's really up to you and me. It's not your country or nation to tell you what should be normal. It's a conversation that you have with the people that you love and with the person that stares at you while brushing your teeth. So my question in closing is, what will your new normal be when we come back as a country, as a state, and most importantly, as a company? So with that, I say again, thank you, and I look forward to conversations. And as I said earlier, please feel free. Drop me an email, drop me a text, drop me a phone call. I'll be there to answer those questions. Also use your supervisors and your own employees. Keep in discussion with each other. And back to where we started with a question: how can I help? How can I help my employee, my coworkers? How can I help my family, my community, and my country? So thank you. Thank you for your time, and have a great day. Goodbye.